Hi, it's Alaska Granny. It's not too late to get some of the best budget survival foods. Money is tight for a lot of people. We've had a lot of hardships in the last year, beginning with this coronavirus COVID-19 pandemic, where people have been laid off, food's in short supply, crops have been failing, and food is just rising in cost. We've had a lot of problems in our country and around the world with having enough food. Many of us are concerned going forward it could be worse. So it's only prudent to stock up now, because if for no other reason than food prices are going up, the food that you stockpile today, then in the future you'll be eating it at a less expensive price than if you had to go to the store and get it. You've stockpiled it when it costs less, so that it makes it even worth more in the future. Plus, if food becomes less available, you want to ensure that you have the food you need to provide the meals for yourself and your family. Think of long-term food storage as prepping insurance that you will have the things you need. Start with the basics of white rice. Choose white rice over brown rice simply because it has a much longer storage shelf life. White rice can be stored and last for 30 years. Brown rice has oil in it, and so with oil it will spoil. It's not going to last nearly as long. If you want to have extra food on hand for an uncertain future, choose foods that will store the longest. Another best budget survival food is oatmeal. Oatmeal is versatile. You can prepare it just as oatmeal. You don't even have to cook it because they make overnight oats. You can just soak it overnight in a jar with either water or milk, depending on how you like it, and then it can be ready to eat the next morning. You can also add it into a lot of recipes. Oatmeal can last for decades, so it's a great basic food to have in your budget survival food stockpile. Pasta is also a wonderful, versatile food. Pasta is long-lasting and versatile, not just in the shape, but how many ways you can cook it and all of the different things you can add to pasta to make a special meal. Beans are a basic, best budget survival food. The problem is a lot of people say, I don't eat beans, or I don't know how to prepare beans. I'm not sure I want to store food that I don't know how to prepare and I don't want to eat it. Then don't get it, just like anything else. Choose the foods you're willing to eat, you know how to prepare them, and then you need to rotate them. But it's good advice to get some dried beans, store them in an airtight container, and put them away for 30 years. If in 30 years maybe you've changed your mind and you're willing to prepare them and eat them, then you'll have that food on hand. You can also get cans of beans. They'll last for many years in a cool, dark, dry pantry, and it's easy to open up a can of beans and add it into something. Next, look for easy to open, already prepared, canned and packaged foods. Meals that are open and eat. You don't have to do any cooking whatsoever except maybe to heat them up. But if they're already prepared and you have no way to cook, you can still open the container and eat that food. It can be everything from chili to tamales to ravioli, beef stew, meals that are ready to eat in little dishes and pouches. Look for a variety. Go through the store, look at the foods that are just tear open and eat or heat for 90 seconds. Those are great foods to fill your pantry because then you have some short-term and some long-term foods. Those foods can last in your pantry for several years, and they're a great way to keep yourself and your family filled up in a hurry. Choose canned soups. Soups are a great way to have a fast and filling meal. If you don't have a lot of money, you can pour a can of chunky soup over rice, over mashed potatoes, over some cooked pasta, and you can have a more filling meal to serve to your family for not a lot of money. Stock up on canned meats that you enjoy eating. Maybe try a few new flavors to have on hand. I know I was recently in the store and there are getting to be shortages of fresh meats, so it's a good idea to have an extra supply of canned meat so you can still have the foods you're used to eating. It may not be exactly the way you used to eat it, but it's still going to be more familiar than if you have no meat at all. If you see a food you think you might like, buy one, take it home and try it. If you like it, go back and get more. Then you won't have wasted your food storage dollars on foods that you're not willing to eat. Next, get a selection of fruits and vegetables. Look for some canned fruits and vegetables. Look for some dried fruits and vegetables. You can even find some freeze-dried. They're a bit more expensive, but you can get a big package of freeze-dried vegetables that you can put away in your long-term food storage with your rice and your beans. They're dried foods that are designed to last for up to 30 years. Get a variety of spices. They're very inexpensive. You can get them for less than $1. Choose the spices that you like. Everything from garlic, onion, oregano, cumin, cinnamon, the flavors that you like to add into your recipes. Those are the spices that you should have extra on hand. I like to buy them in the smaller containers because once you open them, that's when they begin to lose their freshness and their aroma. If you buy a great big package of spices and you don't use them all up within, say, a year, the quality and the freshness, the flavor is just not as good and nice. So I like to buy spices in small bottles and then open a new fresh bottle when I need more. Stock up on some of these best basic survival foods so that you'll have what you need no matter what the future brings. If you liked my video, I hope you'll share it with someone else who might enjoy it. Learn more at alaskagranny.com. Please subscribe to the Alaska Granny channel.